What's up? May 29th?
29th.
May 29th. Pick Central brought to you by DraftKings. The NBA Finals are almost here. One of those teams is in. And every play could be one that changes everything. This is the NBA playoffs where heroes rise, legacies are built, and the action never lets up. And with the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, you don't just watch the madness, you live it. Back your favorite team, ride with your clutch time killer. Bet on the buzzer beaters, the breakout performances, the game-winning threes, from player props to same-game parlays. This is how you take your fandom to the next level. New to the game, no sweat. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll score $300 in bonus bets. It's that easy. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. When you bet just $5, only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. All right, we have an NBA finalist, Oklahoma City, 4-1 in a blowout.
Shout out
start
GB.
To finish, start to finish, absolute blowout. 9 points in the first quarter is unheard of.
26-9 first quarter. Yeah, I mean, just I said on this show, Marty said I was crazy. I said Oklahoma City is not going to lose 2 more games the rest of the way. They have lost 1 since I said that. But I think this team is one of the most dominating teams. If they sweep the finals, they're one of the most dominating teams we've ever seen. 68 wins and have just run a train through the West, except for Jokic, who I think that's more about Jokic being heroic than anything else.
I think that's going to age well going forward. We're going to look back and say, like, how did Jokic stretch that to 7 games?
I agree.
And Aaron Gordon. It was a heroic effort by them. Brown was okay.
Dick.
Michael Porter Jr.
It was a Jamal Murray, of course. Who could forget?
Christian Brown.
Oh, Julian Strother was Julian Strother.
I mean Peyton Watson, of course.
Peyton Watson.
Christian Brown showed up to Game 7.
Don't forget new coach Adelman.
Adelman coaches.
Adelman coach. I mean, that was a great job.
Andre Jordan.
Dicks. Guys are dicks. Give anybody credit.
Are you guys now all on the train? Although Marty was really the biggest that Oklahoma City is just going to run away with. I know you guys are
What they did last night was crazy.
tied to your fandom, especially Bibbs.
What they did last night was
on the
insane.
doorstep. But
I gave OKC their flowers. I said
Yeah.
if the Knicks or the Pacers play them in the finals, it's going to be very tough for the Knicks or the Pacers to get a win. Like, I think they'll get a win. 2 will be tough.
you're rationally not like Marty. You're a rational guy.
There's a chance. There's a chance they can beat any of them. Can beat them, but
Sure.
it's going to be extremely tough.
Extremely tough.
The fact that wasn't like it was a 25-point game immediately last night.
It kind of sucks. It's so dreadful. Like, I really enjoy these NBA playoffs. I know we're kind of giving grades out. I would give them a B+ right now. I'm gonna really miss having the NBA playoffs in my life every night. Like, it's just been a joy to watch. So when you have a stinker like last night, it was like, oh, all right. You know, it kind of deflated, especially with the Mets already played. I'm like, oh, all right. It kind of bummed me out. I've been looking forward. The NBA playoffs have been so great. It's been a highlight of every night for the past month and a half.
Yeah, last night I feel like I kind of saw it come. Like I bet. Very much. I was on it big. I kind of just felt like Game 4 was like their last stand game. Like they played really well. I mean, I saw the set after the fact. I didn't mention it. That in that Game 4, the Timberwolves were the first team ever to shoot over 50% from the field and make 18 threes and lose a playoff game.
Ooh.
Ever.
Dude, I had the stat. I didn't.
They played a great game. Like and that was going on. Like to play a great game like that at home.
Here, listen to this.
Lose. The OKC's just that good, and that's like a demoralizing to put that great of an effort forward and not win.
In that game, the Timberwolves led the game in rebounds, assists, points off turnovers, fast break points, points in the paint, second chance points, free throw attempts, free throw makes, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage. They lost that game.
I mean, just like and it's not even like they were losing a lot of the game.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like they were like it just got like stolen from.
Didn't have like a crazy like a crazy comeback.
Right, it wasn't until the very end where it's like maybe they can steal this.
Yeah, they made a push at the end to kind of like they covered. Thank God I was on them, but
no, dude, the Thunder are fucking crazy. I'm not gonna put them over the 2016 that Warriors team.
No.
I'm not saying do that.
No.
Okay, I'm not going there. But
I'm saying one of the most, and honestly, part of it is we're only looking single season. Like, obviously, if we're talking about the greatest teams of all time, they got to win multiple to get there. I'm just talking single season.
Single season, yeah.
Yeah, the Warriors are ahead.
Dude, they're crazy. When they're on, man, and you could even see in the regular season, if you watch some of their like late night games, like they could be going through the motions. So once they turn it on, there's just not really anyone that can hang with them offensively and defensively. It's both sides of the ball. That's what it is. It's not they're elite on one side. It's like, you know, you get Jay Williams making fucking 4 threes to start a game, you know, the other day, and Shea doing his thing, and Chet. There's so many guys, but then on defense, like Dort locks you up. Dort's hitting his threes last night. I'm only naming half the guys.
I mean, I think the biggest thing for them, I think the big glaring thing, especially the Knicks are feeling it right now, like the opposite of it, where their star players are all like plus defenders. Yeah. Like Shea is, Chet is, Williams obviously like incredible defender. Like their 3 stars are all like very, very good defenders.
Yeah, you don't have to hide them.
No, at all. No, they're a plus. I would like Williams.
You want
like
them
plus.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll get into it, but and if the Knicks lose tonight or Saturday or whatever, a conversation will be: can Jalen and Kat coexist on a winning team like this with how poor they are both defensively? We're like, we're talking about staggering them. And you don't want to do that because you're two of your best players.
Offensive weapons.
But
exactly.
When they're that poor defensively and they get switched on relentlessly, and you have Bridges being a loser and he doesn't want to fight through a screen, I don't know if it works. Like it works to this point, but can it get you over the hump? And very few teams can get over this hump, obviously.
No, you have to be the best of the best. And this OKC team is just that good too. But no, I agree with you 100% on the Knicks part. But it's just like wild to just see them. They all go both, because even like Dort, like obviously he's more of a defensive guy. He's knocking down threes. Like they just have like Case and Wallace is a 2-way guy. Like all their guys just like they're just plus both sides of the ball.
Case and Wallace, very good defender. I have a bet here I like a lot. Oklahoma City minus 2.5 games, so they win in 4 or 5. It's minus 135. So I think that's going to be my play of this. That's versus OKC, in the finals. If it's the Knicks in the finals, it would be minus 120. But I think we all agree. I mean, most of us agree the Knicks are dead. So it would be the Thunder, Pacers.
They already have the spread for
game
1.
Games.
It's on DraftKings.
9 points, right?
9. I mean, it's what I expected. I kind of
so like that begs the question: like, would you rather have a good first and second round, like not good, a great first and second round like we did, and have a not so good NBA Finals, or whatever happens in the first second round, but then you get like something like LeBron versus the Curry Warriors? Like, were those when they were facing off the power, the Andre Iguodala play where LeBron chased down, like those NBA Final games were incredible.
I guess you'd rather have
that'll always be more memorable.
Yeah,
right.
Like an elite first and second round will always be less memorable than just like a horrible first few rounds and then elite finals.
Well, like last year's NBA Finals, is there any standout moment? Like
No.
the Celtics won.
No.
Like you don't remember anything.
And that's why I gives a shit. But like it was like a fait accompli so early. Like we were just sitting there.
The only highlight I truly remember from last year's Finals, like Peyton Pritchard's half-court shot when they were up like 20 at
I don't even remember that.
5.
But
and the year before was the same too. Like Nuggets Heat was the same.
But the year before that is Warriors Celtics.
Which wasn't
it was good.
I mean, Curry's game in TD Garden was
good.
I will remember that game for a very long time.
No, the series itself, like I went to one of the games. The series itself wasn't the best series.
No, but it was. But like that kind of performance, him needing to do that on the road,
Or even 2021, where like the Bucks were down 2-0. You have the Giannis block, the Drew steal. Like there's like moments like that.
So it's just, what do you prefer? I mean, to be fair, like it's easy to say the first 2 rounds because it's a lot of games, a lot of entertainment for us. Yeah. You can go home any day and you're just watching great basketball, great sports. Great things.
Awesome.
Great things to gamble on. Like, and I'm a guy who I always like quantity. I feel like I would lean towards what we got this year. Just because for a couple weeks we had it was all in front of us.
Awesome.
I also won't write off like in the finals. Even a shorter series can still have great games.
Yes.
Like, even one that stood out to me last year was honestly like Pacers Celtics. Like they were close. Like the Celtics had the Pacers had some like tough losses. I think 3 of the 4 games were incredible.
It does take away the stakes though when you just know that one team is good. It does not matter even if this team steals one game, they are going to win the series in 5 or whatever, 6 max.
Just having like 3 out of 4 blowouts, like obviously that sucks.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the reverse of the NCAA tournament this year. NCAA tournament first 4 days relatively were horrible.
Mm-hmm. But the payoff wasn't
great, and then it was a great Final Four and a great championship. Now, it depends.
I guess
there's different ways to split
it funny
an atom or whatever.
March Madness is a little different though because
I didn't want to say that.
Okay.
I didn't want to say that.
Well, the Pacers are going to be skinning a cat tonight.
All right, fair enough.
No.
But
March Madness is a little different though because it's only those first few days, whereas
that they own
the NBA first 2 rounds of the playoffs are weeks,
long time.
Like I would much rather the first 2 or 3 days of March Madness be balls to the wall great and have a shitty championship. It just gives
But we'll always remember this Final Four, though. Like one of the great Final Fours of all time.
Yeah.
I'm saying including the championship game, like the 3 games together.
If it means sacrificing, I think the championship game, to me, I'd rather have just the balls to the wall first few rounds. But that's just me.
See, I think you would, too, in the moment. Like, as it's happening, I think you would.
Yeah.
But I think, like, a legacy thing, you'll always, like, those things kind of go. Unless you have, like, the crazy buzzer beater that, like, lives on infamy, like, even if they're just, like, really competitive games, you need, like, those moments to, like, live on. But while you're, like, living in it, like, in real time, it's definitely better. Because you said
this is a good TikTok question.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just telling you. We're trying to,
Something that maybe throw in the mix later. So he's trying to give you. He's trying to give you help.
That wasn't a bad thing.
Wasn't
to
a- no,
that was more just
good thing. It's like
I could have easily just texted you that.
Throwing the ball.
We'll get a clip.
Yeah.
Question for the Knicks fans.
Well, you could still unpack this one.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
I mean, there's a little bit. I have a bigger topic, I think. Like big picture that I read an article on it. The guy makes sense. I think columnists throw things out there to make you think, and obviously, like you're supposed to look at it and go, "Is this guy crazy?" And then they're supposed to reel you back in with the points and be like, you know what? It's not that crazy. So that's a big one we'll get to. But how much, Oklahoma City was better, but like blame Pie. Does Anthony Edwards catch a lot? Like he is a superstar. Obviously didn't have great games. Like where are you kind of aligning the blame Pie there? He was up against, like he was behind the 8 ball. He probably wasn't going to win.
They weren't going to win
either
anyway.
way.
The question is, what could he have done? But he definitely could have played better.
Yeah, they put him in the torture chamber. They put him in the torture chamber.
Yeah.
Like even the beginning of the game, I watched. There was 5 minutes. He didn't take even just 5 minutes in. He didn't take a shot. Like you just see every time he got the ball, he couldn't do anything with it. He just had to.
Even in like the fourth quarter when the game was over and they were just getting their final minutes in, he still couldn't do anything.
And even whenever he got the ball at the top of the key and would try to drive, instant double, and he'd have to pass it every time. They would just instantly close in on him, and he would pass.
People are calling him an old head merchant. He can't beat a star his age.
Yeah.
He's someone. He's going to catch shit for this series. I think the Thunder were just that good, and also he's still 23?
I like how he handled it in the postgame. He could have said some stupid shit. Instead, he was just like, I'm going to work my ass off.
I mean, like poor Mike Conley, the guy you just can't get to the finals.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah, that's tough.
He goes for 0. Gobert goes for 2.
It was over before. This was over before tip.
Yes,
without a doubt.
This was over.
This was over.
People are saying like it is the Jordan path. I'm not saying he's going to be Michael Jordan, but like. You get beat early on in your career.
Yes.
Maybe these aren't the guys around him. Like, I don't imagine Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards are going to be the tandem we remember when he's retired.
And also, it's like
you hope not.
Jordan faced like insane Celtics teams that hit
And
when
then
he
insane
started.
teams.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, is this just the beginning? And, he's still super young and very talented. There's no reason to think, he's not going to get to the finals and win a championship one day. But is this the team? Is this the roster? It is the Jordan path.
I agree with everything you said, Hubs, but there is a thing where, like, you start. Like, let's say he knocks out in the Western Conference Finals again next year. At some point, it does become a narrative.
Well, the brutality of it is the West is insane, so it is really hard to duplicate.
Hard to even get to the Western Conference Finals.
Right, so like you almost can't even knock him if he can't get back to this point next year. He will get back here at some point in his career, of course.
Of course.
But like the brutality of the West is like it is really hard to do this.
I completely agree. I think there's probably some casual NBA fans though who might say, "All right, this guy's just a loser. Like he can get close."
No.
But he's always a bridesmaid, but that's not fair.
I mean, he's 23. He's been in the Western Conference Finals twice.
We're all on the same page. I'm just saying I could see that narrative start to build, and I don't agree with it, but I could see it potentially being built.
Like you don't see a lot of these guys get over the hump till they're like in their late 20s, like
Absolutely
really hit their prime. He's got time.
Especially like Hubs is saying,
Like
how tough the West.
In internet culture, people will say that, but I think like real NBA people won't say that unless we're sitting here with the same spot in like 6-7 years.
I agree.
I do want to remind you that a young star won an NBA championship in his first season.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, him, and then the next one after that was Christian Brown.
No, but you said star.
Yeah, he's a star. He won a championship.
Norris Cole repeated once he's got into the league.
How often do you and Christian Brown text?
They don't.
It's a lot of.
They did a while ago.
But he's still my guy. I also just like winning. Like regardless, I don't have to be his friend.
When he's not your guy anymore.
Players.
I mean,
Won an
how
NBA
much
championship.
blues has to be out there?
Forgot about Bosco after he won the NBA championship.
Yeah, no shit.
College when he still was giving.
He won me that future in college. He'll forever be on my first.
That's fair.
ballot.
That's like I have that with
he hit it. I hit it twice. I hit him at 9 before the season, and they went up to 13 before the tournament. And I was like, give me it.
I have that with Spieth. I do not know Jordan Spieth in any facet in real life, but he won me his first 2 major wins I was on, and that was nice.
Yeah, and it's more
money in my
It's
pocket.
the same thing. Maybe in the summer we do that. We'll borrow it from Eddie because I don't think Eddie will ever do that topic, but we just do our guys. Like you could do each sport, your guy. Like
I like that.
Again, it's not you can't like LeBron's not your guy, Tatum's not your
unique.
guy, Jalen Brunson.
Oh yeah,
like,
right.
That's my guy. Like
That's totally fair.
baseball, dude, because of fantasy baseball. Adam Dunn, bro.
Oh,
He should be in Cooperstown. He's fucking unbelievable. He had fucking 40 homers every single fucking year, and it was an offense-only league. Like it carried more weight.
My version of that would be Ryan Howard. Having him in his early
Max
days.
said that the other day.
Ryan Howard early days for fantasy.
when I was growing up, I really loved Harold Baines, and I was like, oh, he's
Shout out Jay, hey.
underrated. Then he makes the Hall of Fame. So now I'm like, oh, this is the greatest day ever. I had friends calling me, everyone calling me, oh, he made the Hall of Fame. But now everyone just trashes him. So it's almost like,
Yeah.
And now he's legitimately like, how did that guy get in the Hall of Fame?
which is so unfair.
This is why I've said this.
I love that happened to you.
It's so bullshit because if you take away the 81 and 94 strikes, he has 3,000 hits. Just saying.
You know what they're arguing? The Yankees, Brock. This is really sidetracking, but you get mad about this. Willie Randolph, K, thinks he should be a Hall of Famer.
I actually think you make a case for it.
Oh, okay.
He was ahead of his time. He had amazing batting eye.
But the stats don't back it up.
The on base percentage does.
No, but his career, just totality. You look at him.
He's closer than you might think if you look at certain metrics.
Yeah.
I'm a big Willie Randolph guy.
Well,
actually.
Posada. They were arguing
That's silly.
Posada.
That's not.
Okay.
That's
That's the one that pissed me.
Bernie Williams.
Well, I
should
always
be in
say
the Hall of
Bernie.
Fame.
I always
Well, no, but he got off the ballot in 2 years.
I know it was bullshit.
Bernie Williams should be in the Hall of Fame.
I want to bring this up going back to Thunder. The fact that the Bulls got 0 first-round picks from the Thunder for Alex Caruso by a team that has 1 billion first-round picks is insane. Like we're not talking enough about how much of a fleece this is.
Yeah, it almost sounds like anyone could have had Caruso.
And now the Bulls are going to pay Josh Giddey way more than what he's worth this summer. Will probably be one of the worst contracts in the league.
He's a perfect Bull. Just the stats there. They won't do anything.
He's the perfect guy to just keep your team as the 7 to 10 seed.
Yep, playing game.
You get a triple-double. You get a cool triple-double here and there, like a bunch of assists. They'll entertain people in the crowd. They'll win 35 games.
Yeah, and Mikey Reinsdorf will smile about it.
Yeah.
Now we're going deeper into off the grid or different topics like that. But if the Bulls never ever win again, does that I'm answering my own question. I know it's rhetorical. That propels Jordan even more, right? You'll have a whole lifetime of people who may never see him, and then they'll tell their kid it'll just keep passed down.
You know what's funny?
You want to keep people invested in Bulls basketball because if it goes on for too long,
it'll make people it'll make new fans not believe that the Bulls were once great.
That's my
right.
point.
What are you talking about? We're the best player of all time. What do you mean? I'm watching Giddey play every night. What are you talking about that this was the premier team?
The magic of the Chicago Bulls. Will fade.
But I think if you ask Jordan privately, hey man, you ever rooting for them to win a title again? He would say no.
No, but I think
it's true.
No, I disagree because I think it brings back the greatness of old.
I don't know, man.
Because then they show the highlight reels.
No, think about it right now.
I'll tell you this.
I get he's calling the games. Reggie Miller, no one talks about him unless the Pacers are deep in the playoff run. Reggie Miller. It's just all the Knicks. It's the same thing. When your team's good, the old legends I think them not winning fades Jordan more into irrelevancy in the city because no one cares about the Bulls if they're not good for 60 years straight.
This is a full,
however long, you know what I mean? If it extends for 30, 40 years, whatever.
This is a full Miko Bosco moment. We won the city championship in high school. It was the first time in school history. They then won one after. I was hoping we were the only team to ever win one. I didn't want. They did it pretty quick. It was in 10 years.
You're rooting against your own.
Not against.
No, you didn't want them to win.
That's against. That's against.
Not against.
No, you're rooting against.
You're hoping for their failure.
Never against them. It's just I did hope we were the only ones that won.
So yes, you root against them.
Not against.
That's against.
I mean,
just more for yourself.
It does sound like
I couldn't imagine the guys on this year's Ohio State team rooting against their teammates of old this next year being I don't want them to win.
But that's
because we won one.
I think that's a little
we
different.
Want to be the team
I think that's a little different in college because
high school you should root even more. I couldn't imagine not rooting for my own high school team to lose anything. I guess I wasn't lose. I want them to win the fucking spelling bee. I want them to win anything.
Yeah, fair.
You know what's crazy? If you go back from 1990 to now. I believe, right? Only 2 franchises in any sport have won 6 or more titles. Can you name them?
1990?
1990 to now, only 2 franchises in any sport.
Bulls, Patriots.
Bulls, Patriots.
Patriots. But
That's the easiest question of all time.
I don't know if it is. I think a lot of people
Yankees
wouldn't say Bulls because it happened so long ago. Maybe in 1990. Like,
Oh, but you're talking to basketball guys, and we all know Jordan
not you
won
guys.
6.
I'm saying like if you went to like the Patriots to me are so fresh on the mind. But the
I don't know, dude.
Clemmer, if you know Michael
Who's this
Jordan,
guy?
you know
Does this guy
6
work
and
for
0.
us?
I know.
Does that guy work for us?
Doubt it.
I'd prove a point. Like, we don't know that guy from Adam. I think
What do you
he
mean?
would fucking
I
know
bet he
the
won't
answer.
get it. I bet he won't get it.
You got a briefcase. I feel like we don't have.
I think that's the
He's in
perfect specimen for
we don't
this.
have briefcase, guys.
Knock on the window. He doesn't have to be on camera. We'll just
Wanna
ask
grab
him.
him?
Yeah, grab him. You want to do a lunch?
Yeah.
All right, I'll do
I
it.
actually like this.
If you know who Michael Jordan is, you know 6 and
Yeah,
0.
yeah. Don't nobody tip him off. It's fine.
Oh, you're.
2 separate things.
This is great. He's got like called in. He's
Yeah.
up for a meeting.
No, you don't have to be on camera if you don't want.
If you want to be on camera, you can. If you don't want to be, you can.
All right.
Quick trivia question.
Very simple.
Quick trivia question.
Since 1990, 2 sports franchises have won 6 titles. Who are they?
Patriots.
Okay.
One.
This is insane.
Yankees.
Nope.
Thanks.
Boom.
Cost me a lot.
I got a lunch,
me a
baby.
This is insane.
Chicago Bulls, my friend. I know. It's that.
All right.
Jordan guy, huh?
No, it's not the first thing that comes to your mind. It happened so long ago. Very, very normal. You did exactly what I thought you'd do.
Thank you.
It's a good experiment. Good little experiment.
Oh, Basco, buying lunch.
Double or nothing?
Double or nothing. Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. You're a pussy. Double or nothing?
I already go on my bed.
It'd be great if he just told them that, and then he comes in and rattles it off.
Yeah, he didn't know Jordan. Yeah, he
I
just
don't-
told that guy. I watched him tell that guy.
Oh, he's trying to cheat me.
All right. Yeah, I would think a lot of people know that, but
No, but it's not. But my point is, my overall point was, once you say, so I know me saying it's Jordan 6 and 0, but if you say Michael Jordan, of course, but it's just not the first thing that comes to you because the Bulls have been bad for so long.
I think
That's my
Jordan
point.
is the first thing that comes to your mind, but it is what it is.
Obviously
All right, CBS. I don't know the guy who wrote it, but this guy's got a big article, or again, like a take that Oklahoma City in 2025 is very similar to Golden State in 2015. Now, again, he's getting ahead of his skis in the sense that
I think I know what you're gonna
they
say.
haven't won yet, but there's definitely some similarities. First-time MVP, and they're both 26 years old, SGA and Steph. Top-ranked defense for the season. They each had a second All-Star, average 20+. So Jalen Williams, 21.6, Clay, 21.7. They had what he calls a hidden gem, first-time All-Defense, Lou Dort, Draymond. Their 3 leading scorers, 26 and under. SGA, Williams, Holmgren, Curry, Thompson, Green. Again, it's way too early
I don't know if it is.
to say Oklahoma City is a dynasty when they just clinched to the finals. The body's not even warm or cold. I never know which way to say
Be a
that.
dynasty after one.
Not a dynasty.
No, they're forming a dynasty.
He's
They are,
basically
like,
saying they're on the
you're
same.
seeing-
So how does the cap work? Like, are they going to run into some cap shit?
They are going to run into
Yeah,
cap.
see, that's
so
the
you're
thing.
gonna
Is
have
like
to-
this isn't
What?
like those teams. You keep those teams. This is going to be much harder.
They
to
have
There
a
is- they
they
have
have
an
a
ace up
little bit
their
of a
sleeve.
window though.
They have the
And they-
picks,
they
a
have the
lot of
picks.
picks.
but it's going to be different guys then.
Maybe.
So,
I think they have a window though because Chet still has another like full year before he's up for an
what's
extension.
Jalen Williams?
I think they both
The
are doing it at the
s-
same
the
time.
same.
So they're going to pick one.
Yeah.
So
And-
that
You could keep both. The apron, you got to watch out for that second apron. But until you get there, you can be silly.
they're not They're not an apron team right now.
No.
Right? No. not
And the
even-
other thing is I forgot what I was going to say.
I have something here. No, it's fine. No, don't forget though, this is the same ownership. Ownership that had Durant, Harden, and Westbrook, and blew it up because they didn't want to pay the luxury tax.
Do you think that would have changed if they won?
I would hope it would change based on what hopefully they've learned from
So,
past.
like if they win, yeah,
We're talking about the Bennetts.
right.
They're the ones that own the team.
Yep.
And
Talk about the Bennetts.
They did.
Logan Bennett.
That was the
They
Gaylords.
did the fans of Oklahoma City.
Is that
They did them dirty. And hopefully they've learned from past mistakes because they could have had a great thing there and they fucked it up.
I remember what I was going to say. The other thing is we haven't seen a title champion get past the second round since like the Warriors.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like we say it's every time a new team wins the house, like, oh, could it be a start of a dynasty? Can they come back?
And this is the West we're talking about, too.
Yeah.
So it's like that is the part that has me like, could they go on a run like the Warriors do, making all those final appearances? I don't know.
We can't start talking dynasty till they repeat.
Or does
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Or until they're ready to repeat.
Yeah.
or does OKC win it and then they're like, all right, well, we won a championship, just blow it up. We don't want to pay taxes. Like,
Miami Marlins.
97
The only thing with them is they, like you said, like Chet and Jalen can't get a new contract until after next season. So you're guaranteed getting like the three of them together for next.
Sure, you do have one more year.
You have at least one more year where like they don't have to pay at least the two of them.
But is that core enough to take them? Because right now their depth is like they're like power. You know, I mean their core is great, but
I mean, well,
I think Hardenstein's
whole team is going to run it back, right?
Yeah, like Hardenstein's under contract.
Well, if the whole team's running it back, then they definitely can do this again.
Definitely.
What's Dort's contract situation? Like he'd be another one. Like as long as like his is like in check and like Hardenstein.
All these guys are young too. Like they don't have.
They're all young.
Yeah, so like there's no reason this isn't going to change next year.
next year, yeah. But what about
No, I
to
know.
be like Golden State and last and be a dynasty?
But then Golden State was able to like just add Durant. Like I think they can probably make things work.
Yeah.
I think there'd be a way to make it work potentially. Like with the Celtics, you can't do 5 of them, but you probably can pay 4.
As the if the CBA now was back then, I don't think they could have added Durant.
Dort
Probably
signed for
not.
2 more years.
Probably not.
And
So
I know
how much does Dort make?
17 mil.
So that's a really good contract for him.
Yeah.
and this is a small thing, but they have the 15th and
Russo makes
24th pick this year.
Say it again.
They have the 15th and 24th.
It's a top-heavy
saying to
draft.
Meek
They should
yesterday-
try to trade 15 and 24 and try to get.
I was saying to Meek yesterday, they draft
like
They have 3 number ones
They
next
could
year.
do 15, 24, and 1 next year and get in.
yeah, it's a real top.
Also, wait,
real
do they have any
2 and
other teams?
27.
Any of these? Do they have any other teams picks?
They
Yeah,
have like
they have 3 next year.
Like I'm saying, obviously,
they have
obviously they have
Miami,
them.
the
What's
Clippers.
the most opportune one?
So the problem is the Philly, they have the Sixers pick next year, but it's protected 1 through 4. That could still be not that great. They have the Jazz pick next year. It's predicted 1 through 8.
Jazz are going to be bad, right?
The Philly one is probably the one to trade because in theory they should be better next year.
They have, for instance,
2027, they have Denver's protected 1 through 5.
That could be nice.
No, that Denver will still be pretty good.
Depends what
they have a
do.
Clippers
Never
pick.
know.
I think
Like
they're going to make
Yeah.
changes. I think.
They have
you
a
never-
Clippers pick
Like no, I'm
swap
saying you
in
never know if like if
2027.
Jokic decides I don't want to be in Denver anymore.
they have a Mavericks pick stop in 28.
That could be insane.
That could be crazy. Although Cooper Flag might
I think
change.
by then they'll be good.
You don't
they wanna-
know.
The
KD.
Philly one next year is good. Philly should be better than the bottom 4 next year.
I think so. You would think so.
McCain's back, George, Embiid. They're not gonna. I mean, I'm not picking them to come out of the East, but like they should make the playoffs.
And I mean, they have the 4th pick. So I know what they have 3.
3,
They just won the lottery. What are they, 3
Three.
or 4?
Yeah,
So
three.
they have like a top 3, 4
So
pick.
they get-
in
they're
a
gonna
very
run-
good in a class that seems unanimous. There's like 3, 4 really
Can't
good
that?
players.
That's not a bottom 4 team.
They also have a
I don't think so
29
either.
Denver pick that has some stipulations, but
Also, OKC, I was talking with this Meek yesterday. They drafted this kid Nikola Topic last year, who like tore his ACL, was like would have been a top like 3, 4 pick. I was watching some highlights of him. I just saw like an Instagram thing. He's unreal.
Where's he from?
Serbian.
Oh, okay, he's out there. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
he's
like I don't remember that guy.
He's been on the bench like the whole year. He tore it. He came into the draft with a torn ACL. It still went 12th overall.
That's the thing.
They stashed him. I'm telling you.
So he's an MVP.
I'm telling you, he's unbelievable.
Stash these guys.
He's a legit 6'6" point guard, like insane passer. He honestly has like Halliburton vibes. Like if you were to like make a comp, that's like the one. He's a really tall, long point guard that makes great passer, great court vision.
Who's this?
Not this kid that
Nikola Topic.
Yeah, that's the Thunder drafted last year.
have?
They drafted him knowing he was going to sit out the year because he tore his ACL. Like
They don't need him.
before it. They knew they
Is
wouldn't.
he
need
any
him.
good? You're saying
Yeah.
he's good?
I'm saying I think he's really good, and I think they know they have like a gem.
That's what
in
the
their back
Celtics
pocket.
did in the 80s when they had Bird. They had Dino Raja. I know he's not a great player, but they got him knowing he wasn't going to play for like 6
I'm
years.
just saying. Remember the name Nikola Topic.
need him
when
right
all
now,
of a
so,
sudden,
like, fuck
when
it.
all of a sudden next year he's like he's like in the rotation.
Or he's a
Only
piece.
19.
Or he's a big piece to
Yes,
trade.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a big piece.
That's what
But no, real quick,
He's been in the EuroLeague since he was 16. The EuroLeague they say he's better than like college basketball.
yeah,
Right,
the bird thing too. We talk about that book that you should flip through in the bathroom and be like, oh yeah, just different stories or facts or whatever. Be like, oh shit, oh yeah, there's that. They drafted Bird. Red Auerbach's so smart. He drafted Bird after 3 years of college. He didn't play for 3 years. He was 3 years removed from college. He walked onto Indiana's campus, hated it, went home, sat out, played 2 years at Indiana State.
Garbage man.
Was great, and he was 3 years removed. And every other idiot GM didn't figure it out. They knew he was going back to school. There was no declare. It was weird back then. But either way, Auerbach took a shot, could have blew up in his face. But he's like, you know what? This kid's really good. Took Bird and stashed him, knowing he was going back to Indiana.
So could it really blow up? Because what if he got hurt that year? Because he played a whole year in college.
Yeah, 100%.
He was basically a draft pick
big
at the
time risk.
A huge risk.
Yeah, then he fleeced the Warriors for
Harris and McHale.
For Joe barely cares.
This guy you're talking about would be the 3rd youngest NBA champion in history.
By the way, I got to call a timeout. Clommer, you're wrong. There's one other team with 6 titles since 1990.
Oh, no.
And,
wait, hold on.
So Bosco's in the clear.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. All right. That
was a wrong question. All right, hold on.
That's fine.
Hold on.
We'll take a
6 titles since 1990?
Yeah.
Who said there was only 2?
Me.
I feel like it's hockey.
Mm-mm.
I.
Do you have Vibs?
1990?
Since 1990.
Is this is this one of the 4 major
Probably
sports?
a bit.
One of the 4 major sports, yeah.
Fuck.
The recent title, they got the 6th.
Well, it's not.
Lakers? No.
Yeah, it's the Lakers.
I was
Lakers have
thinking
5,
Lakers.
I thought.
Nope, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2009, 2010, 2020.
Wow. Flawed question.
All right, that's fine. You don't owe me a
Off
lunch.
the hook.
You don't owe me a lunch.
Yeah, gotcha.
Imagine he said Lakers, and we said no.
and you danced on his grave.
Yeah.
Anyways, this
All
guy.
right.
This guy.
Oscar, you're off the hook. I apologize.
Yeah. All right. So
Good question.
getting back
good
to
question,
the
yeah.
getting back to the original point of that, if DraftKings Sportsbook put out a prop of like a ladder where you could bet on a guy's threes for Oklahoma City championships, 1+, 2+, the same way they bet it, 1+, 2+, 3+, 4+, 5+. Which button are you clicking, Vibs?
For what?
Oklahoma City.
What time
Championship.
frame?
You do not word that.
What time frame?
Yeah, you got to give me a time frame too.
10 years.
I still don't understand the question.
How many titles the Thunder winning?
Oh, how many times? I thought you said
Oklahoma City
threes. I was like,
titles
what?
the Thunder
He did say. I don't know why he.
Yeah,
worded
I
it.
was
Even the
like,
latter thing was, just how many championships you think
You could easily just say how many are they winning.
I don't know.
Well, I have another.
I say 3.
I'll say 2. The West is stacked.
West is tough.
It's hard to get
3 is
back.
a lot. I'm saying 3. 3 is a lot.
I'll say 2.
3 is a lot.
say
I mean, I think they probably get.
I think they're going to win this one.
So you're already starting with this one, yeah. So it's
So I kind of have this one in the bag. That's why I said 3.
Can I ask a trivia question for everyone?
Yes.
So, topic would be the 3rd youngest. Who were the 2?
Oh, Darko.
Darko's the young. That's honestly like a borderline unbreakable record because he was like 18.
what champion?
Youngest champion ever. And who was the 2nd youngest champion? I'll give you a hint. It's recent.
Andrew Bynum?
No.
Brown was only 22 when he won.
Bynum's not bad.
There's got to be
guess,
someone
but,
who's like 18, 19. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Kaminga.
Oh.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
How old was Bynum when they won?
They-
Like,
I
he
wanna
came
say
out of
he's
high
young.
school. That's a guy that fell off a cliff like
I know. He got hurt.
The
instantly.
injuries, yeah.
Coming out of high school is tough.
That's fun.
All right, yeah, that kind of ties it up. So, how many titles do you think they won? Actually,
I guess I want to say 3 because I really do believe in just like this core so much. Like I think the two-way thing is so big for their star guys. I'll say 3, sure.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I just think they're built. I mean, they're just so built to win. Like even more than some other. Even like obviously the Celtics last year. We were going, could they win 2, 3? Even some of their guys like Drew Holiday's a little older. Porzingis fragile. Like some of these guys were like all their like literally every single good player on the team was under 30.
Who?
Even like Hartenstein.
I would have really thought the Celtics.
Like they're like one. They're like one. Their whole rotation is literally young guys. They're the youngest team in the NBA.
Right.
They're about to. They just dominated the NBA season. They're the youngest team in the NBA.
Is there a team out west that's built to last and compete with them right now?
Well, it could be the
Spurs.
Well, it could be the Spurs. With what the Spurs do this. Get back to me in October, and let me tell you, like,
if we wake up in like a year and Harper's like a all NBA guy or something, like in a couple of years, they definitely could.
What if-
yeah, the Spurs are.
what if
I'm a
Edwards-
huge.
Spurs, get guys too.
I'm a huge Harper guy, like massive Dylan Harper guy.
What if Anthony Edwards gets a younger co-star? What if post LeBron, Luka gets a younger co-star? Like, then
Yeah.
Oh, very possible. And I said don't sleep in the Rockets. They have picks and they have a good young base.
The Spurs are easily the most interesting of the group though, because you have Wemby and then you have this pick and they're going to be aggressive this offseason. Yeah. That team can just catapult.
Yeah, it's been a while. They're dying to get back. Like it'll be volume 3 of like their greatest hits.
I just hope Wemby.
The early run. They had the middle
coach?
run.
Who's the new coach?
Oh, I forget his name. It's terrible. I should know it.
Is he good?
I mean,
that's the one.
He's like an interim.
Right?
Well, it's.
No, he's not anymore.
It will internal hire. I mean.
Yeah.
I just hope everything works out with Wemby.
Yeah,
it seems like it is.
Mitch
I just hope this
Mitch Johnson.
I love that name.
That's a basketball coach name.
Is it? Feels like it's a bad basketball coach name.
Like a really good off.
Mark Dagnall. I like that name.
Yeah. French.
Yeah, it's just like that guy knows things.
Mitch Johnson's more like an off the bench scorer.
Yeah. Shout out Terrence Shannon, by the way, getting me 11 points last night. He got exactly 11 on those 2
He just
free
comes
throws.
in like bangs that first 3.
They really weren't
instantly.
playing him in the second half. They played Edwards they played the starting 5 like 4 minutes into the fourth quarter. I was stunned by that.
I figured they would try to it's a last stand thing.
I know. I thought they would sub out at some point and come back in or whatever. They were just like you're hanging out there and then we'll yank.
Shout out to my guy Luka Garza, 4 points in 6 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field. Everyone knows I'm the biggest Luka Garza guy on the show.
Number 1.
Yeah.
I heard of him first from you.
Yeah.
He was the one and only player or coach ever inducted into the Barstool Benchmark Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Give him a plaque.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, huge.
At his retirement.
Big of him.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's got that on the mantle somewhere.
Yeah, I wonder if it ever made it out of that bar.
Next to his Big Ten Player of the Year trophy.
I wonder if it ever. I wonder if it ever made it out. All right, so I thought of this one too randomly. I had 2 kind of random topics before we go into Knicks Pacers as well. U.S. Open's coming up in a couple of years. We obviously just had the PGA. Scottie Scheffler has 3 majors. He's only been pro. I could be wrong, but he's only been pro, I'm pretty sure, since 2019. So, not that long. He's obviously made a huge impact on that. Viv's got mad, obviously, with the ladder thing that I was betting. But
you're just confusing.
It's fair.
Yeah. When you say ladder bet, I was thinking
That was confusing.
3-pointers made.
I got it.
That's on you, boss.
It's
not on you.
It's on me. It's on me. I'm
eyeing DraftKings right now.
We'll
taking ownership.
have L's today.
We'll the ladder bet championships.
Right there.
taking ownership. I think you should be able to. But either way. All right, so Hollowed Ground is winning 6 majors. Jack, Tiger, Hagen, Hogan, Gary Player, Watson, some guy named Sarazan who I never heard of. Vardon, Jones, Sam Snead, Palmer, Trevino, and Phils.
Varden.
So that's Phil Mickelson. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You get into Hollowed Ground if you win 6. Now Rory's got 5. You could say he's there as well, but either way,
no, though he's not. 6 is tough.
6 is
There's one more.
Brutal. 6 is brutal. And again, I think Scotty looks like he's 45 fucking years old. He's got that kind of bag of milk type body. I was shocked that he was only 28.
Yeah, he's young as hell.
He has made
He's only 28.
I'm pretty sure he's only 28. I looked it up.
That's a hard 28.
He's 28 years old. Yeah, it's a crazy 28. So you saw Phil win
36 was my guess.
You saw Phil win one late. You saw Tiger win one late. You could go get one late with Scotty.
He's about to be 29.
I bet, he's got a birthday coming up June 21st.
What even is late in golf? 40s? Late 40s?
Yeah, that's late, but you're still competitive.
That's late. I mean, when Jack won, he was 46, and that was a big deal.
That's when
was Tiger's?
He was around the same, right?
Close.
Mid-40s.
All right, so you want to mid 40s, you're probably.
That's just, if you get any after that.
What's weird is
Mickelson won a random one too late, in his early mid 40s, right? Didn't Mickelson steal one at the end?
Yeah, Mickelson won one. Yeah, 100%.
He won one that no one expected.
On Father, I think it was on Father's Day.
He came out of nowhere. He was mass 50,
80 to 1 or something like that. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what's weird in golf, as you get a little bit older, you get a little more seasoned. I don't want to say it's kind of still your prime as you get a little bit older.
30 certainly.
You got to remember with the majors, at least Augusta, and maybe they wrote you've seen a lot of these court, whatever. So you get more experience with it. You know how to play, you're crafting things, whatever.
It's like being a quarterback, you
exactly.
See the game better, but your body's deteriorating a little bit.
100%. And again, we thought Tiger was gonna shatter Jack's record. That was foregone. And then he couldn't win. Winning majors is really, really hard. Does Scotty get to the Hollowed Ground of 6 if you're taking the yes or no prop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though golf tournaments are just so fucking hard to win, and you see guys have big stretches and it just fades, but yeah, I'd say he gets there.
we've seen a lot of guys.
I
still think it's really fucking hard, though, man. I know he's playing out of his mind.
He has a quality that every single golfer, when you're like building a golfer, he has that quality everyone picks, and it's like, approach shots to the green. He hits his irons to the green better than anybody else. Feel like that's a good precursor for.
I mean,
we're just gonna win a fucking.
See, there's only two. Two.
That's what I'm saying. Spieth has 2. Yeah.
Like if I was,
I would say 3.
Listen,
Probably it's 3, right?
It's 3.
I think 3.
No, I think Spieth has 2. Google it, Phil.
I thought he was chasing he's also chasing the career slam technically.
I don't know. I think Spieth has 2, man.
I think he has 3.
either way, I would have thought it's a lock he'd have 6. You know what I mean?
don't know if
He has
And it's
3.
not.
Spieth has 3 majors: Masters
3
in
majors?
2015, U.S. Open in 2015, and the Open Championship in
So he does have
2017.
He does have 3. Okay.
He hasn't won one in.
Yeah, there you go. So that was
8
Spieth.
years.
Listen, I know it's a homer type thing, but Morikawa was a young guy and was a star and won 2 right away. And you're like, what's his odds? 6, 7. Where can he go? Been a little while.
It's not easy.
Been 3 or 4 years now for him at least. Tough. Like winning majors is
I
fucking
think
tough.
Scheffler's has lasted longer than even that Spieth run. Like he's been the best player for
Terminator, yeah.
So maybe the better comp is like Rory, who Rory won those 4, and then it took him a while to win the 5th, right?
Also, Brooks has 5.
Brooks has 5.
Brooks is 5.
Wow.
That's one of those guys that also you thought he was going to rip off, and 5 is a large amount. But
Yeah, but I guess
he
hasn't won in a while.
I mean, him.
right. I didn't put Brooks in because he hasn't been lighting the world on fire.
But
You get what I'm saying?
he won one in
no disrespect to
he won
Brooks.
one in
but, like,
2023.
it's wild. He has 5.
He won 2 in 2020. Or no, sorry, he came in second in the match.
It's 5?
5 is.
He won the PGA 3 times and the U.S. Open twice.
I would have.
And he won 4 of them in from 2017, 2018, 2019. He won 4 of them. Jesus. You forgot he was on a disgusting heater there. I mean, in 2018 he won the PGA and the U.S. Open.
That's a run and a half.
Yeah, but it's
And then just kind of not fell off.
And it's crazy
but,
when he came
I don't think he
came in second in the Masters twice.
I don't think he made the cut in the PGA. I could be wrong. He was not anywhere he wasn't killing it.
And he remember it was 2023 he blew that Masters that Rom won on Sunday he just shit down his leg and then he won the US Open right after it or whatever PGA. He
the
won
windows.
right
So that would have got him. That would have got him 6.
the Masters. The Masters would have got him 5 and then he won.
And then he won that.
He won another one that year.
Window closes earlier than you think.
It does.
Way closer.
I'm gonna give Scheffler the benefit of the doubt, though. I just think he has the right, even just the mental makeup. Like he's a guy who he just goes home hangs out with his wife. He's not going to Vegas like Tiger, fucking around.
Mickelson.
Mickelson. Mickelson still did the damn thing.
6 is fucking hard.
He did.
6 is really fucking.
But I think I don't think any there's Perkins cocktail waitresses in the back of his Escalade. I think he's just golfing family, and now his kid. Now he's got a kid. He's got a kid here. The focus is just. I think Scheffler will do it. I think he'll get 6.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'd be surprised if he didn't get at least another one in the next 2 years.
Oh, I'll say this: if he doesn't get another one in the next 2 years, he won't get 6.
Probably not. You're probably right.
All right. We'll do this as the final question. Let's say you obviously get huge odds on it, but are you willing to take that? Would you say he goes nuclear and gets? I'm not even gonna say 9. I'm not gonna say 10. I'll say 9. Yeah, 9.5 over under.
It's
Under.
Nuclear.
So hard.
I
It's
know.
so hard.
Yeah, it's.
I had a hard time saying 6, Rico.
I'd say under, and I'm rooting for you, Scotty. It's just I would say under 9 to Jesus Christ.
I didn't know if anyone was going
That's
nuclear.
So,
That's fine.
So many.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
really
when
fucking hard.
6 more would be, or in year 7 more would be. That'd be insane.
That's
I mean, he put himself. He'd be in the top. He'd be a top 5 golfer of all time.
Oh yeah.
Not unarguably.
Right.
It's cemented himself as one of the greats. And he'd be
cool if he did. I'm rooting for him, but like you said, Ed, but I just think that's
he would cement himself as the greatest since Tiger.
Yeah. Oh,
Of the Tiger post era.
For sure.
I'm saying he would pass the Rory, Brooks, everyone else.
Yes.
Even Phil, obviously he would pass everyone
Yes.
besides Tiger of this last 30 years.
Yeah. All right, then one final one before Knicks Pacers because that's obviously on everybody's mind. But real quick, the Red Sox are not going to win the division, and the Royals are not going to win the division. But the Royals are a game back of the wild
I
card.
had the Royals last night. That was fun.
Royals should win the division.
They're still 7. They're 7 back, I think.
Hey, man.
Fair. All right, let's.
It's also the Central.
Fair. All right. So it's a
Red
long,
Sox will give you.
Google gets hurt, they're fucked.
Yeah, it's.
I
a
would
long,
love to spend 5 minutes on the Red Sox.
It's
My
a long
goodness.
shot that they'll win their divisions, but they are very much in the wild card race. And I don't even know the guys' names, but I know that they're both holding back prospects.
Caglione,
correct?
Roman Anthony.
Yeah. I've heard this since my dad was like getting in on it since like 2008. How is it legal for these teams to knowingly not put the best product on the field at this point?
Well, baseball,
like if these kids,
baseball has
I know.
The Supreme Court put in. Then
but you're in, like, you got a guy who's lighting it up in AAA, AA, wherever these guys are, and you know they're better. Put him on the fucking team because they know they're not going to pay him. Like it's just such a slap in the face to the fans.
They want an extra year to not pay him. I mean, that's what it all.
Extra year control, period.
Which is so embarrassing. Now it makes sense for the Royals.
That's whatever.
It makes sense for the Royals to be this team because they're the Royals. They have no money. The Red Sox
make no sense.
Red Sox pretending to be this team that has no money and is trying to cheat this extra year is absolutely unfathomable. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic.
Inexcusable.
And they could.
Both of these, anyone who has a major league ready
the Royals
player
doing
this, no, there's no excuse. These teams get so much money from revenue sharing and television contracts that people in Kansas City, Boston, paying good money for those tickets. You should see the best players available. It's bullshit.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying if there's
wrong.
one of two teams doing it, of these two, you see it being the Royals. The Red Sox being part of that is crazy.
Both of you can be true.
You think the CBA fucked up by putting this eligibility thing in there?
Absolutely. They thought they were being clever, but you know what the owners forget? The players' union's always players' union's usually 3 steps ahead. This is one case where the owners were finally 3 steps ahead. The one time the players' union got cocky, and they didn't see it coming. Because what happened with Chris Bryant, they're like, we can't have that happen again. But they kept Chris Bryant in the minor leagues for basically an extra month.
I think they did it with Ryan Braun, I'm pretty sure. Too. I think they held Ryan Braun down.
I remember Bryant was specific, and they kept him down. They're like, well, we can't have that happen again, and we got it all figured out. But the owners.
So what was the right way to go about it? How do you
not have this award tie-in thing, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So basically, people don't know if you win Rookie of the Year, like
we're finished top 2. I thought was it top 2?
Might be top 2.
It's top 2.
It's
And
top
if
2.
you're on the roster, if you're on the opening day roster, you're eligible for a draft pick if they were to win the award. If you were top 2.
But you also get a year's service time.
Yes.
And that doesn't matter if you're on the roster. That's just whenever you.
Yes.
Just if you
That's
win it.
just if you win. Yeah.
So like,
Or
for
top
instance,
2.
Top 2.
Or top.
Paul Skeens, for instance, was not start the year with the Pirates. They held him back to try to preserve his eligibility. Because when Rookie of the Year, he was granted a full year service time. So even though he missed a month and a half,
They botched that. The Pirates are hilarious.
that's where it all got fucked
He
up.
almost won Cy Young.
And that's where the Red Sox and Royals are trying to cheat the system by keeping these guys down so they cannot win Rookie of the Year. That's what this is.
Yeah, the whole thing is
Manipulation.
I just don't know how you
bad
look at your
business.
fans and say like, yeah, we're not gonna.
We're doing our
put out
best.
the best product.
And also, they weren't going to call it Mayer unless Bregman didn't go down.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
So Mayer would also be down right now if not for that.
Yeah. It's
And, you're
it's
seeing
just
it. And Mayer's a good player. You see him. He made a bad play.
cleanup.
Yeah, he made a bad base running play yesterday, but you could see that's a good baseball player.
it's going to
Roman
happen.
Anthony's a star, and I hope he stays down the minors forever.
It's going to happen forever and ever, but it's just bullshit.
Well, it won't.
It really is.
It's going to be a reckoning. And that CBA is up in a year and a half, and we're going to see a strike. And this is going to be.
Yeah, they won't.
And it's salary cap's number 1 topic. Number 2 topic is this. And it's going to be
They want
war.
a salary cap?
No, the owners.
The
want
owners
salary
do.
cap.
The players will never go for
The
it.
players will never go for
then-
it. And we
so
had this happen in 1994, and that's why the strike happened.
There will be no baseball in 2027.
There's a very good chance we're going to see a limited season, or maybe no. Like this is going to be a.
You talk
war.
to people, they're not playing.
If you don't.
Both sides are going to be very. I don't know how it actually gets resolved.
Nice.
I don't think it's going to end up being a salary cap, but there will be a different way of how rosters are paid and all that.
You know how the 95 strike ended, right? Wasn't because they had an agreement. It's because the Supreme Court jumped in because Bill Clinton demanded
So
it.
maybe that has to happen.
They literally could not come to agreement. That's how bad it
Trump
was.
likes baseball.
Baseball can't get out of its own fucking.
No, never.
This is the worst I've seen.
It's third in popular. Is it third in popularity?
No, it's second. I
Still think it's second.
I'll stand by
It's
that.
third.
I mean,
NBA's bigger, bro.
it's not.
The NBA is much bigger. Baseball. I think
Baseball brings in more revenue.
baseball's
I mean,
more.
look at-
Baseball's
follow
more
the money.
regional.
Baseball literally brings in more.
I think more people go home every night and watch their baseball team, but I think the general public, like playoffs, for example, the NBA will get watched more.
Major League Baseball brings in more revenue than NBA, the National Basketball Association does. So therefore, in my opinion,
Yeah, but
Isn't
it's
it just 'cause there's
double
more
the
games?
fucking games.
Yeah.
it helps.
I think in popularity, it's
Baseball has no
NFL
reason.
is
It's number one.
Ratings for baseball have gone up.
Yes, they have.
It's
like they're like it's not a dying. People want it to be a dying sport. It's
So
not.
badly.
No, I'm not that guy dying, but like they.
No, not you, but other people do. But like the ratings go up.
When they limited shit on social media and they were coming after people with social
They've
media.
eased that, thank
Can't
God.
get out of their
They're
own way.
limiting guys with the fucking cleats. They're limiting going back to Tory, like when they're trying to do hats for causes in communities.
All right,
they
let's
fucking shot that down.
Rico, you're talking like
What?
nonsense.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
they
Rico,
fucking
yes, you are.
they do a ton of
Rico,
shit.
You bought
that's
a fucking
dumb.
hat from like 2000, like what was it, 2000?
2011.
Or,
They do a ton of
You're
dumb.
just taking your Yankees.
All right, what about the social media? What about the social
They've
media?
gotten better with that.
Tell us more how Mariano killed people that he didn't kill because you're just lying. You just lied.
I'm not doing the bits. That was three things that are evident.
That is-
Baseball does a
you bring up that as an
horrendous.
example.
No. You're not.
Baseball does a horrendous job in building itself up the way others do to younger fans, to the general public, like and being accessible. Baseball does a stupid job with that.
No sport
That's
shoots
factual.
themselves in the foot more than baseball.
There you go.
I,
I'm not the only one saying it.
My
counter
point was that you used that to take a shot at the Yankees.
I mean, it was the third one on the list, but yeah.
That was my point.
I'll say this: this won't be an argument if what happens in 2027 happens. If there is a strike, then NBA will absolutely pass it by. That's why baseball needs to get their head out of their ass and figure this out. This is bad.
and they won't. 'Cause
As
they're
is-
going to push it off. They will not meet and try and figure it out.
Nope.
Before.
And this is as bad as it's been since I was 14 years old. That's how bad it is right now.
The dummies. All right, Knicks Pacers
I have a question for Knicks fans.
Talk about it.
tonight.
I have a question for Knicks fans. If I told you you could either have one or two options. One option is you don't know what's going to happen. One option is you win tonight, but you lose Game 6. Which option do you take?
Don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fuck with the
Why would I take
question
one
ever.
where I just guarantee?
I didn't know. Because if you
know the
either
ending
way,
of the-
well, here's my thing. Either way, you're going to lose. So, realistic.
Why?
Oh, he needed my mic. Yeah. All right, Meek, you get it. Yeah.
But like, okay, it's a
Keep running it
they're
back.
plus 450 to win the series. I'm not saying it's a good position to be in, but crazier things have happened. Why do I have to just concede?
I just
that a
didn't
plus
want you guys to
450
get
is gonna
embarrassed
lose?
on your home court. I was trying to do you guys a favor.
The Knicks have been in every game.
Dude, if they lose, no matter what, it's going to be an embarrassment.
Well, that's true.
Plus 450. I was told after the Celtics, not even, but just by you, but when the Knicks lost Game 3 to the Celtics, that series was over, and it wasn't. So guess what? They're plus 450. I've seen crazier things happen. That's really not that big of an odds. Like I think there's some respect.
Maybe you guys
going
can
in
win. Get your hopes up.
They have 2 home games
like that.
out of the 3. It should come down to 6. If they have any fucking balls and any pride, they win the night easy. You're a 5-point
That's
favorite.
the
Take
point.
care of
That's-
fucking business, and it comes down to Game 6.
You don't get greedy, but you kind of almost
They have to.
have to win going away tonight to like.
Now, the thing is, Indy's not going to give them this game because this is what happened in the Cleveland series. That game, you thought that was going to go to 6, right? Right. That was Game 5. They're up 20 points in that game, and Indy's like, no, we're going to end this now because Indy's a great team. So you got to fucking go pedal the metal here and blow them out of the fucking water.
Pacers are also the Knicks' biggest playoff rival of the last 25 years, 30 years. There's no debating that.
Absolutely.
We've met them the most. It's been the most even match in terms of two teams.
Yeah.
40
you could-
years, I
You
think.
could say the Heat or whatever, that was quick.
Right.
The Bulls, but like the Pacers it's like a cockroach. You have it in the 90s, pops back up in the 10s, pops back up again. Like the Pacers are without a doubt the Knicks' biggest rival. There's nothing more than the Pacers want with Reggie Miller on the broadcast.
Win tonight
It's
in
a
the Garden.
fucking win tonight, cut down the nets, drink the champagne, and go to the finals.
Don't let it happen.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
not in a good spot, but there's 27 other teams that wish they were in our spot.
Absolutely.
So you just
Got that
gotta
right,
play till we can't
Take it
play
one
anymore.
fucking minute at a time.
Yeah,
Come on.
go 1-0 today.
I don't know what adjustments you got to make, but
You look at the Knicks defense
Find a way.
from Game 3. They played a little bit of that in Game 4, but they just weren't getting back on defense. Like if you have the Pacers playing with clenched buttholes and they're just putting up jump shots, settling for that, or like tossing someone a grenade with 3 seconds in the shot clock and throwing it up, like the Pacers didn't look good at times, but they were able to hit that big shot. Like Siakam would hit a 3 right when they needed it,
Momentum
or
stuffing
Halliburton would show up.
shots.
Yeah,
For sure.
So I've already, trust me, I've already made myself upset. I think the Knicks win tonight. I know the national media is going to be like, "Oh, are the Knicks back? Are the Knicks back?" And I've got to hear that shit for the next.
I don't think they
till
would.
Saturday.
I think-
Hubsy, they will, because everything. The Pacers are up 3-1, and every single thing is like, can the Knicks pull this off? Are they the team of destiny? Can they do it? We don't get any respect from the national.
I think-
media, but they're all
What do you at?
fucking,
What do you
they're all
expect
Knicks
to say
plants.
People will say that, but I mean, even you look at like tonight, like the public is hammering the Pacers.
Yeah, they are.
Like I think the general narrative, except like this series is over, The Pacers, regardless, Pacers, if they lose tonight, they'll win in 6.
So I saw a draft.
Like, you'll see a couple of people be like, can the Knicks do it? Like, that's just like,
you have to.
just to not be like.
Also, the only series going.
Exactly. Like, they're not going to just be like, oh, like, why even talk about it? Like, it's over.
Let's jerk off the Pacers a little bit. I want to see the Pacers jerked off. That's it.
Win tonight and you'll get the.
So no, I saw DraftKings posted something that it was like the underdog has won every game.
No, it's not true because
Not true?
Pacers were
That's their
favored in
favorite,
game
yeah,
4.
Okay, because the Pacers are the underdog tonight, plus
Yeah.
4.
I
So
gotta
that's-
say,
that's
I
not
like the
true.
optimism in this room from the New York. I thought it was going to come in here and be very
Well,
solemn. I
Clever-
think we should get a little go New York, go New
Yeah,
York,
no.
go! Come on, guys, let's go!
I'm gonna get Adam Silver's phone number and call him and be
No,
like, "What do you want to do? You want to end this series now and have no basketball, or you want this to keep?"
You gotta
going?
let me talk, Meek. You got it. That has to, like I can't do the show if you keep me. I know.
The problem
I
with muting
understand.
him is I still hear him. That's the problem.
I'm gonna go in there and smack you if you keep muting the mic.
I wonder if Chris.
All right, okay.
Like you can't because
I don't.
the only way I can do a show.
There's some around the horn stuff.
Yeah, that show
Tony Reale.
got canceled.
Well, it was a really good show for a while.
I think Hub said
And if you had a 25-year run, I think it's
Is it?
I would.
Yeah,
come on.
Is that fair to say that?
Being mean.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Tony
To,
Reality is awesome. Come on.
is that
Rally was a
I like
kid.
Max Kellerman more.
don't.
Yeah, I know.
is that fair to say that show
problem.
got canceled or it ran its course?
It ran its course.
Both.
Yeah.
Both things can be true. That's a hell of a run.
After
I'm
25 years,
fucking-
I don't think
I'm
you
fucking-
get to say it gets canceled.
I don't know. Like SNL's still going.
ESPN said we don't want any more episodes.
Right, and then they announced a year in advance. All right, this will be the last thing. So it ran its course.
I think also part of it was the pivotal guys early on didn't do it as much anymore, and you have these new people and they just
They
suck.
stunk.
Yeah, no, this show was amazingly successful.
From a comfort level, I still enjoyed turning it on when I got.
See, I actually never was a big around the horn guy.
I wasn't
a
either.
PT I was only. A
Around the horn was pretty much to get to PTI, but they would have
Yes.
moments with around the
Yeah.
horn.
I
I would
had-
also get infuriated at home as a kid and be like, why did he hit it 3 times?
Yeah,
Why did he get 4? Why did he get 4 and he got 3? He had a much worse point than him. That I would get, but as if it mattered at all who won the fucking game and got FaceTime.
This might be crazy, but I have PTI recorded, so when I get home, I can
Still?
watch it. Yeah, so I'll cook dinner and I'll put it on.
Respect that.
It's just like a comfort thing. I'd used to get home from practice and I'd fucking turn it on and then I watch The Simpsons and it was great. Yeah,
I think that's the most Indiana thing.
end of an era.
That's very Indiana.
Recording PTI
Like, that's
right
the
now.
most Indiana thing I've ever heard of.
At least
in
I
2025 too.
at least I said record and not tape it. Yeah, I tape it.
I think they
I
did. The biggest thing to me that always stood out was to them. It felt like they had. They did a great job doing the 5 good minutes with the guests because it was like they had Billis on when it was going to be like a big game that night for college basketball. They had Herb Street obviously with college football, like leaning into the. It felt like they had a guy with a pulse on like a story. Sometimes not necessarily the biggest story, but also like guys that weren't just being interviewed as well. You know, it was almost like the beginning of a podcast era in the sense that like Billis wasn't going. He was doing his shit on ESPN here and there, but he wasn't getting to answer questions back and forth, you know, like with shit like that. I thought the 5 good minutes to me was the biggest thing.
I'll say this: as a kid,
What are you getting mad
seeing
No, I'm thinking about like the reporters. Like, remember that show? Was it Dick Shapp? What was the name of that show?
Jeremy Schaap.
It's reporters.
Bro, I saw him
Oh,
in the stands of
Dick Schaap's show.
I was watching a tennis match.
That was
today.
too
He
old
just
guy
in the
for me,
stands.
bro. I didn't
Jeremy
watch
Schaap.
I don't really like sports.
Let's be clear. That was Dick Shapp.
That was Lupica.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it
Dick
was
Shapp.
Dick Shapp started
Dick
it.
started the show. It was Jeremy's his son. He
Okay,
inherited when
when
he died.
I was
But I'm
watching it,
saying-
it was Jeremy.
I know, but that's fine.
So
but
we're all
don't-
not 90 years old.
Come on at like
I know, but the guy created the show and he
9
corrected
a.m.
me.
on
It's like,
Sunday.
all right,
9 a.m. on a Sunday, and you're like, ah,
But I
fuck,
also
when
wasn't
is
wrong
real
because
stuff
I
come
watched
on?
I like that show a lot.
Oh, it's kind of like 60 Minutes where you just like it's on and you're like
100%.
fuck,
I gotta be
watch
honest.
it.
I never watched the second. When it was on, I'd be like, all
I
right.
turned it off when it came
If
out.
you,
I really like that show.
if you, as a kid, you wake up and you think you have SportsCenter on, like good SportsCenter too, recapping home runs, saved. No, it's Sports Reporters gone.
Oh, I used to
same.
look forward to sports.
But I'll say this: back to PTI as a kid, seeing a top like the Yankees or whatever in like coming up, I would get so excited.
Oh yeah.
Brett Favre, I would be so excited. He had a great comeback, whatever. If it's nothing, you get bummed. But if you had a thing you were interested in, they were about to talk about, that was like a joy in my heart.
was
I
like
also
the
like
only
they
way
did
you
a
could
good job
relive
of grabbing your attention with like an off the grid cuts type of story on there.
Sure.
I agree.
It was like fan ejection. It was almost like blogging early, kind of like it was like, ooh, like how we picked up like anybody's gonna write, no names. Anybody's gonna write 5,000 words on a February victory with the Celtics over the Heat.
Could be anybody.
on a blog. Could be anybody. I actually like that guy. I shouldn't. But that could be anybody. But like the off the grid story is the crazy reaction here, or this guy getting thrown out. So I thought PTI did a good job with that.
I thought the Barstool Rundown did a good job of like taking that format and having it on the side. Like I don't know what it is about having the topics on the side.
It makes sense.
Yes.
It grabs you.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ev. Sorry.
What picks?
Well, you were in the middle of something.
I forgot I was going to say.
Is PTI the best ESPN show ever?
Well, I mean, is SportsCenter out of the conversation? Because I think it's
all right,
like all right, if you're gonna draft
number one, then
if you're gonna draft Sopranos characters in a dog walk draft, Tony's out.
Tony's number
It's just
one.
not fair.
That's I almost exempted.
Same with like Jordan Bulls or whatever Chicago athletes. Like Jordan's out. It's
Sorry, so let's give sports. Number two then.
all right. So SportsCenter's out.
I still think before they lost the plot at one point, maybe it's nostalgic for me, like early like college. I still think like prime Stephen A. and Skip together was still special.
I think Game Day's up there.
Stand
for
on
sure.
that.
Yeah.
I put Game Day up there.
Before it got like unraveled, like their first like few years, like in their prime was elite.
I would have put
Sports Nation with Coward and Beetle.
I love that show. I don't care what anyone says. I loved it.
I liked Outside the Lines. You guys watch that show?
Dude, what is wrong with you? Those are like the most boring shows.
Literally, those are the two shows. The second I saw them, I would.
You guys were just too young. They're basically like Outside the Lines, basically like documentaries. Like,
Outside
you guys
the
like sports documentaries now. You guys are
They were,
too
but
young.
they were done like it was Bob Lee or whatever.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was the one guy who had balls in ESPN who would call people out.
Outside the Lines is like
Snooze.
8th graders are getting concussions at an alarming rate.
Yes,
I don't want to watch
Yes,
that.
exactly.
We've got to save them.
Those were good shows. You guys were just too young to.
Or it'd be like heinous stories about like some kid getting like hazed in his locker
Or
room.
it was actually Bob Lee was actually
Getting, like
willing to go.
sodomized, like it was horrible.
It was 60 minutes. It's 60 minutes.
Bob Lee was but he had balls. He would go out
As
to the
a
NFL
kid,
and
I
shit.
don't want to watch that. I want to watch home
Not everyone
runs.
was a kid all the time. Like you guys talking about shows I would never watch.
I think
Fucking-
peak.
Generally, the two. As a kid, I only watched sports. And it was Channel 21.
Yeah.
Literally, the only times I didn't watch it were apparently Clemmer shows. When they came on, I was like,
if you guys were my age, you guys would have liked those shows.
I think if you're going top 5 off the top of my head, I'm probably gonna miss one, but probably PTI, no order. PTI
PTI's right.
without SportsCenter. I apologize. So SportsCenter 1 and then 5, whatever. PTI, Game Day.
I don't know if you can say game. Game Day is like another one of those Sports Center type things. I don't know if I can't.
It's also
not trying to poo-poo your thing.
It's different though because it's seasonal. Like it's only on for like 4 months of the year.
Right.
And then I also
Once a
think
week.
like you
count
gotta
that?
give credit when.
Like you count Sunday countdown?
So
No, I count. I would do prime time and peak baseball tonight.
That's
Baseball tonight.
that's
No,
what
but
I was gonna say
prime.
that.
You could make an argument. Prime time was number one.
You guys NFL Live guys?
No.
I know I liked NFL Live. I was such a hardcore.
I used to watch it in like the early 2000s.
I liked NFL
You
Live.
might be a little too young, dude. Berman and Tom Jackson.
Jackson.
That was the only time you
They
could
were
watch
great.
highlights at night.
Yeah.
Also,
You got one game. You didn't have.
They also were
That
picking.
was it, man.
They also
He
picked.
didn't have red zone or anything.
I mean, Berman picked against the spread 20 years before anyone else.
way before. Yeah.
He was basically like him and like my dad slipped me a few bucks. It's like where like my grandpa picking a game and then being like, oh, like they won. He's like, oh, but they won, but they didn't win. Him like circling, like being like, oh, like Giants like 30, like Bills like 27, and then circling like the Bills and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the arrow was. I never understood
Like,
Wait,
that.
the arrow
Yeah.
confused me as a kid
Yep.
so much. And once I finally understood the arrow, I was like, huh. 10 years of just confusion. I really wish Dad just told me which one that was.
Al Michaels would have a little say thing. He would like mention the over under, but in a clever way, and he would kind of do it too in a like subtle. He was more subtle than
Berman like
would
really
say
just
it.
like did it. Yeah, like Berman just truly did it.
I had a lunch with the guy at a Jets facility who said that Brent Musburger would not. You're supposed to have the TV. You have one TV in the booth.
Right.
Brent Musburger was supposed. You're supposed to have that game on. He not only had at times different games of another sport, he had another sport on. He was doing an NFL game, and he had the World Series on.
Absolutely.
Something like that.
Brent Musburger
My grandfather said that on a broadcast. He openly admitted. He was like, "Yeah, the Super Bowl's coming." He's doing a college game. He's like, "Yeah, the Super Bowl's coming up." It's like, Brent, like, who do you like? He's like, "Well, I just, I got action in all 50 states." He was referring to the fact that he had like a box in fucking 50 states. He was a lunatic.
So he basically retired from calling games. He just does like gambling stuff in Vegas.
Yeah.
He literally just does gambling content.
I think he is like the first member of like the Sports Gambling Hall of Fame, something like that. He was the first member. Brent Musburger, when I was growing up, was
Absolute
the guy.
legend.
Him,
It's an unbelievable
and go
voice.
back long enough, Jimmy DeGreek, but those guys were the first guys on
voice.
TV doing it.
Unbelievable voice. All right, I got to jump on We Gotta Believe. Vibs picks.
I'm really nervous to bet on Benedict Mathurin because I had him every single game and he did nothing. And then the game I don't pick him, he drops the most points in 12 minutes in the history of the NBA. So I'm nervous about the Pacers money line, so I'm staying away from it. I think the Knicks win tonight, unfortunately. I'm just taking my only pick is Benedict Mathurin, 8+ points, plus 105.
Hubs.
Just riding with my boy.
Really light baseball day. I don't really love anything.
4 games today, they said?
There's a doubleheader, I think, right?
One starts like now or in like 5 minutes.
The baseball slate's not good.
Not good. Going Knicks first half, I come out with some fire. -2.5, -108 is the line there. I'll go Knicks spread for the game, -4, and I'll do Deuce McBride, 2 + 3s. That is plus 135. Yep.
I'll take the Knicks -4. Heart game, got to win at home. No,
Certainly not going to be a heart game.
H-E-A-R-T.
Yeah.
H-E-A-R-T game.
We don't want him in the game.
H-E-A-R-T.
Watch, he's a triple double.
But I'll take the Knicks. They got to defend home court, extend it, give the Garden something. Don't let them fucking.
If they have any balls, they'll show up. Like Hub said.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is a gut check game.
It should win convincingly. I'll be honest. Like really should. You have to.
A slow start would be so
deadly.
fucking
deadly.
Clemmer,
what do you got?
Luckily, I have the Pacers to win the series at plus 115, so I'll just hold on to that and enjoy that. I have the Rays money line tonight. It's my baseball play today. Shane Bass is really good.
Astros pitching. That guy
at night.
Yeah.
Augusto, who's a very good reliever, is small sample size, but not a good starting pitcher. That's why I'm in the Rays.
Ev, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm on Knicks first.
Wait, Clemmer. You tweeted out Astros money line as your pick.
Oh, God damn it.
I was getting ready to take Rays money line.
The ticket says Rays.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
You tweeted Astros money line.
See, I'm trying to rush.
What do we take? What's going to win?
Rays. Yeah, all right.
Is Faden Clemmer?
I was going to take Astros Rays money line just because the reasons he named.
I've been
Gusto,
so bad this year, both teams will somehow lose.
Yeah, right. That's a rain out. Oh, it's in Houston.
It's in Houston.
It'll still be a rain out.
Tornado.
Yeah.
Tornado.
Yeah, Knicks first half -2.5, game -4. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Knicks. It's just if I know anything about this team, they have to win this game.
They gotta win.
If they have any balls, they win this game.
He had another tough one yesterday. What's Gallen's contract? Is he locked up long term?
Oh,
he hasn't
created
got
this
one
year.
yet.
Yeah, he could be moved at the deadline, right?
Well, he's got a pitch.
That's what I wrote in the group. I was like, he's costing himself money.
Oh, he's cost himself a ton of money.
Like, a lot of fucking
He's
money.
getting hammered at home. He
needs to face the Yankees and the Mets again.
Might be-
The only teams he's pitching well against. Destroying us.
Because you would get him for a year, you would think has some stuff in the tank. He'd be a big acquisition at the deadline for a playoff push.
For the Yankees?
For anybody.
For the Mets?
Anybody in the mix. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to the fucking Rays.
No.
The Orioles.
I'm aware. I was
I would like I would love the Mets to take a fucking stab at him.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
You can never have enough fucking pitchers in the playoffs.
I worry about him this year.
But you're only investing in this year.
He's good. He's a very good pitcher. Just having a bad year.
Yeah, I worry about the reason I worry about him though is he's never been like a blow it by you kind of guy, and
no, he hasn't.
And if he loses a couple miles of that fastball, then he might just get hammered. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong because I like the guy a lot.
He'd still be a big piece at the deadline. I think
he's not wrong.
It is
not wrong. He could be a fish to go get.
Yeah, I hope it's the Mets.
I don't know if Framber.
The thing is, what are the Diamondbacks in the standings? Why would they trade him?
That's the other thing too. Diamondbacks are like 500 right now, but I think
they're still in it.
That's with him pitching badly. So if he pitches better, I don't think the Diamondbacks will move him.
5 out of the wild card.
Yeah. Phil. I just thought about that. Phil.
I was going to take Rays money line, but I don't like the juju behind that.
Everything's a mess now.
Oh, you can't take that.
DeLon Wright, 3+ points, even money.
All right.
Phil, we had some Boston fans saying that the light in your eyes was gone. How do you feel about tonight?
Got to answer the
Go
question.
Sirs.
6 and 7.
Go Sirs.
Yeah. All right.
Don't want to know today.
Wedding day tomorrow, and then me and Clemmer are traveling next week for some stuff. So I'll see you when I see you.